today we're at the former RAF Laarbruch in Germany. It is now a civilian airport called Laarbruch-Weeze. At this airfield we had two RAF Regiment squadrons. Number 1 squadron, who was a field squadron, and 26 squadron, which was air defence on Rapier anti-aircraft missiles. Let's go and have a look at some of their equipment. This is what we call a Rapier missile system. As you can see, it has 4 missiles. Later variants you could have more missiles, but this particular one had a radar inside the dome. That radar would rotate and pick up aircraft. It could detect aircraft at 12 kilometres, but the missile capabilities was only 6 kilometres. It had a former computer called a logic unit, and that logic unit could select targets from a number of targets and store up to 11 different ones in any one time, and then it would select the one that it thought was most threatening. Once the missile was launched, this dish on the front would then send guidance signals to the missile. On the wings there was short aerials on the back of here, and they were called wingtip enhancers. Those are what picked up the signals from the launcher and told the missile to go left, right, up or down so it could engage the target. The missile wasn't tracked by any radar or anything. Its guidance was purely visual, and the operator sat behind the optical tracker and he guided the missile onto the target with a joystick. The whole system was trailer mounted and towed behind a 1-ton Land Rover, and from actually pulling up with the Land Rover, disconnecting it and putting it into action took a total time of 20 minutes. So from stopping the vehicle, putting the handbrake on, to firing the first missile off the beam could be done in as little as 20 minutes. We had a generator which provided power to this, which was great because it had a 240 volt socket on it, so we could have luxuries like kettles and electric lighting in our tent.
You plugged a kettle into a Rapier missile system?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And then this RACAL system here, this was later?
That was later, yeah. We didn't have those while I was on the squadron. There was lots of systems that came in later on. The main problem with this being an optical tracker where you had to look through binoculars and actually track the target visually was that you couldn't do that in bad weather or at night time. If you couldn't see the target, you couldn't track it. So in 1979, I think it was, they brought out DN181, which was a radar tracker, and that would lock onto the target and then it would send the missile via radar to the target, so you could fire in all weathers. It was called a blind fire system, and increased the capabilities of the missile. Later on they brought out a self-contained unit of this, a tracked version where it was on a tracked vehicle, and you just drove it in, park it up and fire the things. I believe later on they also brought one out which was like an articulated vehicle, HGV1, a big trailer with everything mounted on it.
Like a Unimog with one of these on the back?
Yeah.
Do it in more comfort that way.
More comfort. I don't think there's anything in this, I think it's just the empty shell. I don't think any of the electrics is in it.
Empty box, yeah.
Just an empty box, yeah. So,
empty box drill missiles. But it's good to see visually, it's a very good.
Yeah, everything is seized up because it's not used. The radio kit there, I think that's a Klansman's radio. That's after my time. We didn't have radios like that. we had A41s and C42s. So this is a 24-hour ration pack, and it's a menu number 3. They did have different menus. It should tell you what's in it there if we have a look.
Yeah, what we got. That's just the property of the nutritional. No, it doesn't have the menu. There are no menu data on that.
Right.
We've got a Hexi stove there. That was what you cooked your dinner on. Got a mess tin, the alloy tin there. We've got the top of a water bottle there. That was your standard water bottle that came out, which goes on the top of that water bottle there.
And that makes your cup. You drink out.
Yeah, that's your cup. That is your cup. Sound powered telephone, an old bivvy, sleeping bag, and then just various cartons and containers.
26 squadron. That was a squadron emblem. It's in Sid. That photograph of when we had the standard presented to us, we had a new squadron standard, and I wasn't on the parade. I was on the opening the doors for the dignitary that came in his limo. So I was stood at the side where the photographer was, and I had my own camera then, and I took loads of photos of that, and I'm the only person with colour photos of that.
Wow.
Of that ceremony.
Are they all your friends then? Your mates from back then?
The one in front here, front right, that's Fred Stodden. He lives here now in Germany, and he's had a big part in this museum.
Excellent. So I've got there is a Lee Enfield
SA80.
SA80. That is the A1. There's two models of this, two main models. The A1 was pretty terrible, to be honest. Horrendous weapon. Now you can't see it through the glass that well, but the magazines were very poor quality. They caused a lot of stoppages. The ejector handle there, which was the cocking handle there, that also caused a lot of port ejection issues. Yeah, the ejection port cover there, that was Heckler and Koch in the end remade this L98 SA80 rifle, and they pretty much changed all of the internal components and a lot of the gas ejection, the gas system and the ejection system, the firing pin, the follower, the block, the breech, everything was replaced by Heckler and Koch to stop the problems, and they succeeded. They completely replaced the magazine. They made their own magazine. They changed the trigger because there was snow getting held behind the trigger, the actual trigger finger handle here. They put a V on the back so it would force its way through mud. Before it was a flat surface, and it used to stop the weapon from firing. And that was it. This is the standard issue kit that you got with an SA80 weapon to clean it and maintain it. Little pull through devices, oil, Brillo pad. That's the Survive to Fight magazine booklet that we used to get to read. That is the bayonet that fits on the SA80 at the front. The catch that holds it on is missing. These again were also a problem because the holder that it came in was metal, so if you were trying to be quiet and remove your bayonet, you couldn't, because it was metal against metal and it used to scrape and make a lot of noise. Whereas the predecessor, the SLR, this isn't an SLR bayonet, but that's a bayonet and it's in a cloth pouch, and you can remove the cloth pouch without making any noise whatsoever. Machete. Yeah.
We got those issues when we went to jungle. Belize.
So have you got one of them belts then with a belt buckle?
No.
RAF Regiment belt? No.
No.
Yeah, look at that at the back. The weapon has been designed to replace the SLR, SMG and GPMG in the light role and went on to service with the Regiment RAF Police in 1987. It was a complete disaster. If we could rotate this weapon round, I'll be able to show you the other side. Issues on the other side of the weapon were the magazine release catch didn't have a guard on it, so when the soldiers or RAF regiment were running with it, they'd have the weapon across themselves and the catch used to press against the clothing and drop the magazine out. So you'd lose your magazine whilst on a forced march. The safety catch was also an issue. That is actually in the fire position, that weapon. That's not in the safe position. The firing safety catch, you had to take your trigger finger off the trigger to operate the slide bolt, which was the safety catch, to put the weapon from safe to fire. That did two things. One, it made noise, and two, you had to remove your finger from the trigger finger to do that. From the trigger to do that. This is 7.62 ammunition. There's some 5.56 down there as well. That is one of the gas rods out of an SA-80. I can't see a firing pin there. No. No firing pin.
That's a practice round for a Bofors, and the Bofors round sat in a 4-round clip at the back, and you used to pick that up and load 4 rounds in at one go.
Yeah. Excellent. There's a Scorpion tank. Peltory defenders. There's the old webbing. That's pre.
88.
Yeah.
88 webbing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the pre-Combat 95s. Combat 95s were also a disaster. These had buttons where the Combat 95s had Velcro. Again, made noise and it was just useless.
S6 respirator.
Yeah, so we've got the...
We used to have the S6. That was superseded by the S10.
Which is there.
I never got those.
Yes, you can't see that because of the reflection. That is an S10 respirator there, and that had a drinking bottle attachment, so you could drink water whilst not removing the respirator. I don't believe you could do that with an S6.
Thank you so much for watching this video based on the 26th Squadron RAF Regiment, who were based here at RAF Laarbruch in Germany. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and hit the like button. I'm Exploring Dave with ALW Exploration. New videos out every Thursday. Thank you for watching.